In this lesson, I'm going to teach you how to utilize the stamp tool. Now, the stamp tool can be a very powerful tool in helping you really tighten up your images that you've shot or that you're editing. All right, I'm not going to go too deep into the stamp tool because it has a palette of its own and a lot of detail that you can get into. But what I do want to do is get you used to using it so you can start to be successful with it. Now, I've opened up the Lighthouse Wide. We were using this earlier. And let's just zoom into some of this image here and take a look, because what I'd like to do is maybe remove this little boy, remove some of these little lights that we have here, maybe fix this one, get rid of this little buoy out here, and more than likely get rid of this person as well. So let's go ahead and do some major edits to this image. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in. Okay. And what I'd like to do is get rid of this little boy. Now, there's a number of ways that we could do this, but the easiest way that I'm going to do this is with my stamp tool. So right under the brush, you have a clone stamp tool. Okay, we'll go ahead and activate that. And what I'm going to do is press Alt, and what I'm doing is essentially setting a target. So for example, if I wanted two little boys, I can actually put my mouse over the boy's head, click Alt, and then come over here, click and drag, and as I paint this, I actually get a second little boy, just like that. And if I wanted a third one, I can come over here, draw another kid, and you get the idea. Now, unfortunately, they're all the same, but from a distance, you might be able to pull it off. Probably not. So let's go ahead and revert this image, F12 to revert. And let's actually get rid of this little kid. So let's just pull in here and say, all right, if I was to get rid of this kid, maybe instead of sampling him, I'm going to sample over here to the side. So press Alt, click, and now when I click and drag, I'm actually painting this little kid right out. Okay, so I'm going to go all the way down to the grass, and then I'm going to come over here and press Alt, select the grass, click once, and now I can actually paint this grass feature right in, just like that. And just like that, we've removed him from the picture. Now, if you want to add a little bit of variation, you can press Alt somewhere out here and maybe paint in a little bit of this pattern so it doesn't look like it's repeating too much. Now, there's a number of other things that you can do. You could, if you wanted to, use some of the healing tools available. But, I'm going to save those for another day. We've got a number of lessons on our website that cover these for free. So instead, I'm going to focus mainly on utilizing this stamp tool. Now, when you use the stamp tool, you want to be aware that you're not doing just a click and drag and scrub, because you'll accidentally paint right back where you started. Instead, set your anchor point, and then click and kind of like dab. So you're going to dab your mouse button, or I'm actually using a pen. And so you can actually dab that color right in. Okay, let's take a look. Let's get rid of this one. Okay, we're just going to dab those areas. And this one's going to be a little bit tricky. Since this is all nice one color, we'll go ahead and just sample somewhere right here and come down and then just paint that right in. Okay, we're going to use kind of an up and down dabbing effect. And then we'll paint some of this grass in like this. Okay, this one I think we could probably leave. It doesn't really obscure that much. And then we'll just get rid of this. All right, so let's take a look at our image here. Okay, that looks good, looks believable. Okay, let's go ahead and get rid of this lady. So I'll go ahead and I'll scrub that right in. Okay, I'm going to leave that rock. I'll show you why here in just a second. So you notice right here I have kind of like a rock in the background, so I want to keep some of that. So let's go over here and sample maybe this rock, and we can maybe paint that right into the foreground like that. Okay, maybe we'll take this one right here. Like so. Let's see what that does for us. Okay. Well, when it's all put together, I think it looks pretty good. So, again, that's using the stamp tool, a very, very powerful tool that will help you really clean up this image. Now, here's my before. I'll hit F12 and show you before, and then here's after. And, we only spent, 60 seconds really tweaking this out. So if you take your time, you're really going to be able to get some very powerful image editing. And again, you just hold down Alt, click where you want to set the anchor, let go of Alt, and then start painting wherever you'd like to mask out, or fill in with a stamp tool.